Hey, what's going on, everyone? I had too many technical difficulties. It was acting wonky, and I was going to do a vlog thing, and it was going to be a nightmare. But I was like, you know what, man, I'm just going to do what I was going to do. I'm just going to play some Fallout. So that was the plan. Oh, man. So we're going to work on some more settlements. I saw there was this whole discussion on Twitter going on if the game difficulties need to be changed, and it was a response to some Kotaku article, and pretty much the guy was bitching about how, like in Wolfenstein 2, the easy mode, the very easiest mode, has the main character depicted as a baby, which is a callback to old, id games like Doom and Wolfenstein. And I guess he had a problem and said like, well, now more options need to be available to anybody that wants to experience the game, and pretty much how developers have to change and cater to him, which really kind of irks me because that. What about the people that like the games like that? What about the people that like that difficulty? Me personally, playing Wolfenstein as a kid, not really a kid. I think I was like 11 or 12. I probably was 12 when I actually played it, 12 or 13. I played on a friend's PC, and we were like, dude, we're not gonna play it on the easy difficulty because he had the bonnet and the thing. So we played it on normal instead, and it was harder, but I think we enjoyed it more, and I think that was the experiences you're supposed to get. But I think that's the point. That was the point of the games, that you did not want to play it and be a wiener. And at the same time, if that's how you enjoy the game, hey man, there's nothing wrong with that. You guys know I love shmups. I love shoot 'em ups, and you guys know I'm not very good at them, but I love them, and I always play them on easy. And now I'm not going to turn around and say that, hey, listen, Cave, you guys need to make your games easier because I have to play it on easy, and because you're calling it easy mode, that it's kind of making us people that play on easy make us feel inferior. And dude, who cares? That's how I play the game. That's how I enjoy it. Who cares? If you play it on hard, there's guys that want CC Cave games. My favorite company that makes shooters, Psychio. I love Gunbird. I love Gunbird 2, my favorite franchise. I love Zero Gunner. All their difficulty is what, like, the lowest is baby, or like monkey. Like you have monkey, baby, very easy, easy, or whatever it is. And I'm like, whatever. Yeah, sure. When I first play those shooters, I'm playing them on baby, whatever, man. But also at the same time, that makes me want to play them more so I could get better. Maybe I could play it on easy. But now I play them all on easy, but I'm still playing on them easy. And by me complaining that the game's too hard, that's crapping on the guys that can 1cc those games and play them on the most difficult setting and beat the game. You know, so me complaining is doing a disservice to those guys who like the game the way they are. And maybe if Wolfenstein is not his cup of tea and he wants to complain about how the difficulty setting is, then maybe it's not for him, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with games not being for you. Not every game has to be for you. I'm not good at multiplayer shooters. FPSs, I suck at them so bad. The last one I really tried to play was maybe Battlefield. Yeah, I think, yeah, Battlefield. And then before then was probably like Rainbow Six Vegas 2, and I am horrible at those games. I am the worst. I always like I'm shooting dudes and they'll turn around and kill me. Like even though I'm like unloading a clip at them, I'm bad. I'm so bad. But I'm not saying that those games need to be easier so I can play them, because that's me being selfish and kind of being a jerk and kind of shitting on all those guys that are really good at games like that. Like maybe they like the difficulty, maybe they like it being a mill sim, a simulation, and there's nothing wrong with that. Hey man, that's cool. The game doesn't have to be for me. And what I've seen with journalists, and I think the big trigger was with Cuphead, is how Cuphead's really hard, man. It's really tough. You watch out. And then you can't even pass the tutorial, and they're like, oh, this turkey's gonna review the game. Like, how am I gonna? And then that makes you question all these journalists that review games, and they don't even know what the hell they're doing, and they're not even up to that genre. If I was a game reviewer, and I do light game reviews or whatever, off the cuff movie reviews, very very rarely, because my opinion changes. I'll see something and I'll like it, and then I'll think about it, and I'll be like, whatever. My opinion will change. So I don't think I'm that good of a reviewer. But usually, if I sit on something and you ask me, I can be honest about it. Um, if they came to me, if I worked at a paper or whatever, and they said, "Hey, man, I want you to review, uh, I don't know, Call of Duty, World War II," I'd be like, "Man, I could do the campaign. I'll review the campaign for you, but the multiplayer, you better get somebody else to do that because I suck at that stuff." You know, I could get along with enjoying the story, and even if it's like, "Hey, man, if I had to play it on easy for me to enjoy it, hey, man, listen, I played this on easy. I really enjoyed it on easy, and this is my experiences on easy." But I'm gonna say, listen, I played it on easy because it was too hard, and I could play it on hard, or I could play it on normal, and they need to change the difficulty. No, man, I played it on easy. That's how I enjoyed the game, and here, A, B, and C. This is what I thought about it. Take it or leave it. But I'm not gonna bitch about a game that I don't know how to play that well, or even a genre. You get real time strategies. Yeah, ask me to play a real time strategy game, buddy. I don't know. I'll be like, no, I'm not reviewing that, dude. And then it's like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe this RTS is real popular. You know what? Maybe I'll review it. And then I review it. Then I'm like, you know what? I reviewed this game and I played it on easy, but you know what, man? It was really hard and blah, 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 blah. And then I shit on the game because it's hard, but I suck at RTSs. I shouldn't have took the game in the first place, so maybe that's not the best fit for me. Maybe I shouldn't have took that game, but you know what? Maybe it was really popular, and I wanted to get the views, and I wanted to get the traffic to my page and to my article so people could review it. So I grabbed the new game and made this controversial thing where I complained like a little bitch about how hard a game was. That is not the right way to do something. And if you're not qualified to do something or review something, just don't do it. And then you can't be pissed that when people question you and say that you're full of shit because you don't know what you're talking about, you can't be mad about it. And that's another thing too. If I review a game and let's say I played something on easy, and I reviewed a game on easy, and I say, let's say I didn't like the game because I thought it was boring. Well, maybe it's because I played it on easy. It's a double-edged sword, man. You can complain about it being on easy. If I beat it on easy, hey, I beat it and I didn't like it because I thought it was boring. Well, maybe I should have played it on normal. Maybe that's why it was boring. Maybe people won't listen to me and my review, even though I'm supposed to be a professional, because I played the game on easy. So you can play your game on easy and beat it, but just know in the back of your head that if you didn't review something, that can always come back to haunt you. And it might be best not to review that game at all, even if it's a super hot game and will get your traffics to your articles or whatever. But I'm sorry, enough about that. Now I got my thoughts and I was able to kind of say them the best that I could. So that's enough about that. Let's play some fucking Fallout, alright? And that's actually bringing me to this. I was playing through Fallout and I was playing it on easy. And I wasn't having that much fun. Like, it was ridiculous. I mean, I shouldn't say I wasn't having that much fun. It seemed like what is this? It was very rinse and repeat, which was kind of annoying. And, okay, cool. I'm just checking the audio. Listen to me rant. I just want to test the chat. Test the chat. Make sure that it's going. Okay, cool, we're good. No, I didn't have sponsor mode on. I don't even know what that is. But, okay, guys. I was playing, and I felt like it was rinse and repeat, man. I'm in my power armor. I'm just like, psh, whatever, death claws, whatever, get off me, son. And I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to play in survival mode because I was like, I'm going to play in survival mode because that might get me some views. So I was kind of being selfish. But then I was like, dude, this is really cool. Like, I liked survival, even though it's hard. I liked the survival mode. I liked that you get shot a couple times, you die twice. If I get shot twice, I'm dead. I liked having to eat and drink and really focus on the settlements and have to start at sanctuary and then like work my way out. Like, dude, that's all cool. And I wouldn't have found that out if I didn't try to play the game on another difficulty. I would have never enjoyed it. And so sometimes you have to think and separate yourself, and not separate yourself, but you have to apply yourself when you're playing something sometimes. Even though you might be scared to play something on a harder difficulty, because I'm kind of that type of person that will be like, man, I don't got time for that. I ain't gonna play on hard or I'm gonna get frustrated and be like, ah, man, forget it. I'm not gonna do that. You know, but you're really robbing yourself of an experience. If Dark Souls, if Dark Souls was easy, and Dark Souls 3, it has an easy mode. Okay, it's called co-op. It's called summon your friends with a password, and you'll kick the shit out of everybody. That's how it is. If you have a higher level, friend, they're scaled down to you, but they still have your stuff. I mean, any boss, you'll beat them like 2, 3 times maybe, as long as you're not screwing around. Yeah, easy mode is summoning a person and having them help you the whole goddamn time. So don't say there's no easy mode in Dark Souls, because there is. You just have to find out what it is. And you want to do even harder mode, you just put that ring on that you take more damage, and there you go. Or you wear no armor, or you do a run with whatever. So you can make in games like that, you can make your own easy mode. There doesn't have to be an easy difficulty for you. If there was an easy difficulty for you, then people would probably think the game's boring, repetitive, and wouldn't understand the story or the moments that the developers were trying to capture for you. If someone crafts a film and they craft that film specifically in 3D for you to see in 3D, that's the way they meant that film to be seen. The same thing with like IMAX or something crazy like that, right? You can't go and see it and be like, well, I mean, sure, you can give your opinion, but it's not the experience that they wanted for you. It's like, you know what, man, I'm gonna watch. It's like you're watching Scarface, but you watch it on TV. It's not the same thing. I mean, it might be good for you, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same experience. So just kind of keep that in mind. If something, try something normal, man. And I don't understand why people think that everything has to conform to them. Like, why? It doesn't make any sense. Like, why they want stuff to conform to them and they bitch about it, and that's just shitting on other people that like it the way that is. I'm not I'm not a Star Trek fan. I know nothing about Star Trek, but I'm not gonna go, hey man, you know what? I like it more if Star Trek was fucking more like Star Wars. I'm just shitting on all those people that like Star Trek because it's Star Trek. I don't get it. I'm just a plebe over here. I don't understand it, but I don't like it because it doesn't conform to me. If I don't like it, hey man, that's fine. Same thing for difficulties. But just realize if you're a critic and you're giving your opinion, what difficulty mode that you play it on is really going to affect it, because you're going to be talking, especially if it's a franchise, man, you're going to be talking to fans of that game. If you're talking about Dark Souls and you're going to review Dark Souls and you can't pass the second boss, buddy, you should not be talking about Dark Souls, man. That's just how it is. And us as gamers, and even as pulp culture, if you're gonna give your opinion on something and you don't know enough about it, I see this stuff all the time with like comic book movies and things like that. Growing up and reading the comic books, and then people will see the movie and they'll be like, "Hey, well, blah 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 blah." And so they don't understand where it's coming from. You know, you're like, okay, well that person doesn't know what they're talking about. They'll talk about it. Let's say they talk about, I don't know, Justice League, and they might talk about, but they don't know nothing about comic books, and they might say, well, I didn't enjoy it, whatever. I'm still gonna go see it. So because I know that they don't know enough about the source material that to, not to necessarily review it, but I take the review into account. But I'm still gonna go see it. I still saw Justice League. It was okay. It was all right. I like the characters. I liked everybody playing the characters. I just wish they were in a better movie. What, C? I give it a C. It's solid. It's average. It's okay. A lot of jumping around and stuff, but okay. Sorry, everybody. I am so sorry. We're gonna build some settlements, man. I promise. We're gonna build some settlements. How long did I talk for? What was that, like 10 minutes? That was like freaking ridiculous. Let me swear. Let me swear. Let me share. Oh man, I wish I had something to drink. Let me share. Let me share my stuff here. I want to show this mod. I didn't know they had winter mods, so we're gonna be playing in the winter. We're gonna be playing in the winter. Damn, I talked for 15 minutes. Holy, I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. Start the stream from this point on. That's the links that I'm sharing. So pay attention to all that other stuff. We're gonna play some Fallout here. Just like I said, live settlement build.